My line of work is definitely creative. I have a 9 to 5 for a jewelry startup, but my weekend and my craft jobs are DJing, event production, voiceover work, and all in between. My best attribute, I would say, is fearlessness. Definitely being able to adapt, and I didn't get to this point overnight, but the way I handle my challenges and just life's curveballs are definitely with, fearlessness to be able to move forward. What I wish people would stop asking me, and this goes back to even growing up, is I just wish people would stop asking me if I am a male or a female based on what I look like. I've had this asked in school and nursing schools and by instructors, and I think we need to reframe how we're approaching people in this generation going forward, and just being more mindful and respectful of, people as human beings, and maybe asking them how they identify as. That's such a good question. What I'm completely over and done with is just people definitely just putting their negativity and being drama-driven. We have so much information out there in the world. I just wish people would really start learning how to critically think and thinking of what they are putting out into the world, if it's value creating or if it's just causing more tension and chaos. The worst thing about being female is that we have to deal with periods and hormones. So I think that is something that is really hard to navigate, and I wish everyone would know that we're constantly going through different emotions and feelings and pain and literally physically hurting sometimes while trying to do all the hats and live in this world, doing our jobs, our mothers, all of this stuff. We have literal things going on with our bodies that I wish men would really understand more. The best thing about being female is that we have this feminine energy that we are innate with. We can birth babies, and that is literally a superpower, I think, that we can create life. And we can really show men, or just masculine energy, how to be in tune with their emotions and live out of a place of compassion and love. Wow. The person that has had the biggest impact, I think for me, has been my family, specifically my sister, but also my dad and my mom. And I think from my sister's side, she's probably my biggest role model. She just taught me how to be, a punk in a good way, how to, not listen to just societal norms and really learn how to be myself and be in my own skin. And just, really embrace culture, either music. She taught me so much about music, all different genres, and also just how to work really hard and, to just be my authentic self. So I've learned a lot from her example. The biggest challenge in life? Wow, that's a big question. I think the biggest challenge in life is really being able to own our own mind and not letting it rule over. I think many times we're all going through our own struggles and our own, whatever that looks like, depression, anxieties, and being able to really have a goal or some sort of endpoint that we're getting to, and not letting our mind dictate anything, either our complacency, being able to win over that, I think is really important, and just being able to control our mind more. Have I ever stolen anything? I love this question because it's only been once, and I think a lot of us have the similar story, but I was in probably 2nd grade, and I was back in the day at the grocery stores, there would be the candy section, and it was wide open, so you could put bags of candy in a bag. I ended up taking 3 gumballs or something, and I just felt terrible about it and didn't tell anyone. But that, to me, I just didn't like the feeling, and I've never stolen anything after that. The biggest lesson life has taught me is how to be compassionate and resilient, and learning how to really put myself in the shoes of other people, and also getting out of my own way. So there's a lot of lessons in life, but I think that's something that has really been able to help me move forward and be of service to others, is not staying in my own way, but also empathizing with all people. What word best describes me is evolving. I'm always changing and morphing and discovering who I am. So I may not be who I was last year, the year before that, or even know who I'm going, to be in a year from now, but I like that I'm constantly discovering and evolving as a person. Okay. The word that best describes the world to me is revealing. There's a lot of things, I think, growing up that I thought the world was, and now it feels like the layers are just being pulled out from underneath and really showing us what was there from generations and all the history. So I would say revealing. For even children now, they're really exposed to the truth, and that, I think, is how we're gonna move forward. So we have to be able to see the darkness to be able to bring forth the light. But yeah, it's revealing. Do I see an optimistic view of our country right now? I do, actually. And again, I think it goes back to our perspective, our own innate perspective of how we are in life, if we're optimistic or pessimistic. I think we need to force ourselves to be on the positive side of history and really fight to make this change. We are in a mecca of a time right now. I really, truly believe that. And I think America has the power to either change the trajectory of not just our country, but the world. So I think we really have to examine how we're living and leaving this footprint to carry on, not only for ourselves, but the future generations of not just humanity, but the planet. And we really have to start, living in a way that's just compassionate and, changing this dynamic of what we've seen repeated time and time again. So I am really optimistic about it, but I know there's a lot of work that needs to be done as well. My ideal perfect mate is, I think, someone that's just, really in tune with their emotions, that knows where they're going, that has a vision for their life, that is respectful, and also not just, I think many times we can get lost in the context of looking at each other in relationships versus going forward together. So that is something that I think is so important and that I look forward to. And anybody is not just romantic, but friendships too, is that we're all growing together and looking ahead in the future. Enfuego, wow. When I hear the word enfuego, I think fire, engulfed in flames, and passion, energy, and a lot of light. If I had a superpower, it would be to fly. I wish I could fly, and not just in this world. I wish I could go to other galaxies and explore other beings, and yeah, that would be so cool to be able to fly. If I was on a deserted island with one other person, it would probably have to be, I don't know why this is so random, but I wish it was a superstar, like Gwen Stefani, or just someone that's super cool to hang out with, and being able to just learn from people who've done cool shit. If I met myself at a party, okay, if we're talking in context out of post-pandemic, I don't think I would, because it is so weird to be social at this point, I feel, for me personally. But pre-pandemic, I probably would, because I was a lot more outgoing and comfortable just talking to anybody. Now I'm just a little skeptical and are they safe? Or do they take care of themselves? So I'm a little nervous, to be honest, and I don't think I would.